and I know each other through the same coaching certification program. And we both work with companies around leadership, growth, success. We work with, but Louise is coming to us from across the way over in London. And I will let Louise introduce herself a little bit here too.
Thank you, Audrey. So I'm Louise, and as Audrey said, I'm a leadership and success coach. My background is in HR in corporate world. I was in HR for 22 years, still am. And I joined the neuro coaching certification program last year because I really wanted to refine my coaching skills and really help leaders in business think about their own leadership abilities and how their thoughts can then determine how they act and they behave, which would then give them the results that they want. So that's in essence what neurocoaching does. And we finished our we graduated yesterday, didn't we, Audrey? So very excited, and we thought we'd love to come on here and do a live based on leadership. And just give you some little insights every couple of weeks on leadership and why we feel it's so important. So yeah, that's me.
Yes. Thank you, Louise. And thanks for coming on with me. So Louise and I were, as we said, we're in the same cohort with our certification program. And there were about a dozen of us in there. And we were the two that were focusing our programs around leadership. So we decided to team up and come on with our great insights on leadership and development every other week with you together. So today we're going to talk about leadership and creating a vision. And I'm going to ask Louise some questions and she's going to ask me some questions. We're going to be on here for about, 10, 15 minutes, and love to hear any questions or comments from you guys, and we will filter them as well. Either after here in the comments, feel free, or while we're on. So Louise, what is leadership to you? How do you define leadership?
Such a great question. And I think there's so many different definitions of leadership out there, isn't there? For me, leadership is all about having a strong vision about where you want to go in your business and why. So having that purpose behind the vision. And then it's about, for me, it's not about direction. It's not about directing people to that vision. It's about connecting with them. So connecting with their team and bringing them along on that journey so they buy into that vision. And I think that is absolutely key. If your team don't buy into that vision, you're not going to get the engagement that
that's a great point.
That you need.
Yes, getting your team to buy into the vision is so important.
Yeah. I think that's, So for you, I'd love to ask you, how do you help your clients stay on track with their vision?
Thank you. That's a great question. So the first thing I like to do is make sure they have clarity around their vision by creating a roadmap of what their vision looks like. So where are they now, and where do they want to get to? Where is their ultimate goal? Is their ultimate goal 7 figures, 8 figures, or beyond that, multiple 8 figures, right? So how big is their dream? And let's get some clarity around that and create a roadmap to figure out how to get there. And a lot of times in the day-to-day, sometimes we all get wrapped up in with decisions, right? So the one thing that I love to have my clients do is for every like big decision, every like investment, either in themselves or in the company, ask themselves, does this decision align with that vision? Right. So like, or is it just a distraction? Right. So, and there are so many things we can get like tied up in. And if you just come back to that vision, you just come back and say, okay, by doing this, purchasing this, going in this direction, it's going to take me to my vision, right? Or it's going to be a distraction. And if the answer is it's a distraction, move on, right? And then the other thing I like to do is just remembering that your success is inevitable. We all have those days where we're just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, right? Like sometimes being an entrepreneur, being a CEO, it can be difficult and it can be challenging. And sometimes we're like, what am I doing? Do I want to do this anymore? But just know that like your success is inevitable. And just, I watched a great video the other day. It was just like, just go one more day. Just go one more day. and if you just keep telling yourself that your success is inevitable and just go one more day, like you're going to get there, because ultimately you have to if you don't give up, right? And then the last thing I like to help them with is what are you grateful for? Because that can change your mindset instantly, right? Gratitude. Be grateful for what you already have, what you've already built, how far you've already come, right? And sometimes we forget when we're just on that trajectory of like, go, 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 right? Yeah. So sometimes we forget like, oh my gosh, well, look at what I've done in the last year, in the last 2, or even in the last month, sometimes, and we forget to celebrate that. We forget to have gratitude around everything that we have already. And it can really just change your mindset in an instant and get you out of that and keep you on track to your vision.
And we've experienced that, Audrey, this week, haven't we?
Yes.
There's been a couple of instances this week for both myself and Audrey where things weren't moving quite as quickly as we wanted them to move. And it was both of us reminding each other, it's okay. Look at what we're able to do in the meantime. Look at what that time that we could have been working on this has given us to do something else.
Right.
So I think that the gratitude piece is absolutely key.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So Louise, what do you think about why having a vision is so important in leadership? What's your take on that?
Ultimately it provides direction and it provides purpose, which I explained earlier, because from that vision, you then get your strategy. So that vision is, the bigger picture. And then once you've got that, you can then hone that down into a strategy. So success really starts with a vision. You need to understand where you're heading. How often do we go into something with the best of intentions, whether it's personal or business, and suddenly all hell breaks loose. We feel out of control. We've gone in with the best intentions, but it's just gone to pot. So, this used to happen to me a lot personally. And it was one of my main causes of stress. So I would be highly stressed because I didn't have a vision or a purpose that almost pulled me in a certain direction. So when things happened to me, it was a little bit chaotic. I had a list of things and a couple of goals, but I didn't have that vision for where I wanted to take my business and my family life. So I was on autopilot and I was going through the motions. I didn't feel fulfilled. I wasn't thinking about where I was going or why I was doing it. And I think that's what a vision does. It gives you that. And so I think it's, absolutely key to leadership is having that vision.
Great points. And how do you feel now that you do have a vision? How has that changed?
Yeah, it's changed everything. So as part of our coaching certification, we were given the information around vision and why it's so important. And, we prime that vision in on a daily basis. So it feels like we're actually there. And so every day, I no longer think anymore consciously about what I'm doing or where I'm going, because I've primed that in and I'm living it every day. So it's been fundamental in terms of, what I'm doing now and how I feel about where I'm heading.
Great point. I love that. And just to share a little story on my side around vision is not having a perfect, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's always going to change, right?
Yeah.
It's always, your vision's always going to change, but not having a vision or not knowing exactly the trajectory, you can actually create a business that isn't what you want. And I did that. So I did that a few years back. I didn't really have a vision. Well, I had a vision, but I didn't stick to it. So what happened is I created a business I didn't even really want, and basically started over. So, within a year, I created this business. I had a goal, not just a vision. I had a goal, and I met that goal. But I looked at my business and I was like, this isn't really what I wanted. So having that goal and that vision together, is really key, right? So,
definitely. Yeah, that's such a good story. That's really good.
Yeah.
So, so my question to you, when creating a vision, do you have your clients create it around logic?
Great question. I am such a logical person, so this was very hard for me to get my brain around not creating it around logic. So, what logic does is it keeps you safe. And what we learn through our coaching certification program is our brain loves to keep us safe. And that's why the logical stuff keeps you safe. So, if you are a logical person like I am, you're going to map it all out and make it all logical and make it make sense. However, if you just throw it out there that this is what I want, I don't know how I'm going to get here, but here's the picture I want. Here's the kind of clients I want. Here's the kind of revenue I want. Here's the kind of, business I want. Here's how many people I want working under me. Like if you just dream big, right? And take the logic out of it, like, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but this is what I want. Like, it'll keep you from keeping yourself safe, because that's just what logic does.
And how exciting is that?
Yeah.
To just take all logic out of the equation and think big. Yeah. That's so exciting.
Yeah. And that's what's going to keep you going on those bad days, right? You're going to be like, I don't know how I'm going to get there, or I don't know what, but I know that's where I want to get. And you don't need to know the how right now, right? The how will appear as you keep moving forward. And all you really need to know is your next best steps. So what I like to advise my clients is have a huge, big vision, but have 90-day goals too, right? Yeah. So have these 90-day goals that will propel you for the next 3 months, right? Keep you moving forward. And then it also allows you to change along the way, change things. So build a vision, dream big, have your 90-day goals of what's the next best step.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
That's
that.
kind of, and take the logic out of
I
it.
love that. Take the logic out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so, so Louise, how does a vision differ from a strategy? We talked about how a vision differed from goals a little bit. How does a vision differ from strategy?
Well, as I said earlier, vision is the ultimate goal, or, the bigger picture piece of where you want to be. And like you've mentioned, it's, taking our logic out. It's that exciting idea that you have that might seem scary, a little bit scary.
Yeah.
I think that's important to mention. And that is what a vision is. So it's almost like, oh, I'd love to do this, but can I do it? That's your vision. So it's where you want your business to be. The strategy is how you're going to get there. So from that vision, you then formulate your strategy. And then as you said, from the strategy, that's when you formulate your goals. So your goals come out of your
Yeah.
strategy.
Yeah. Same type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
the strategy can be a direction, have, your goals, your strategy, your vision. They're all different, right?
Yep.
And just build your business based on that. And your vision, it can change a little bit
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah.
And so that's great. Thanks for sharing your thoughts today, Louise, on
No,
leadership
thanks for
and
having me. I've loved
vision.
it.
And this has been a lot of fun.
It
And
has.
please, everyone, put questions in the comments and give us your thoughts around vision and around goals and around strategies about growing your business. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And feel free to reach out to Louise or myself at any time. You can message either one of us or put in the comments, and we'd love to talk more to you guys, to everyone, around your own visions and your own businesses and your own strategies and goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. We'll be back on and we'll be talking more about leadership and all things leadership.
All things leadership. Thank you, Audrey. Thanks,
You're
everyone.
welcome. See ya.
Bye.